Okay, here are a few quick tips on how to graph y equals sine x. The first thing you want to do is evaluate your amplitude and your period. So the amplitude is simply the number in front of sine. So here it's 1, and it's always positive. And for your period, it's always 2 pi over b. And b is 1 because that's the number in front of x. So 2 pi over 1 is just 2 pi. So what I like to do is put a point at the origin and then put a point at the end of the period. Now I'm going to cut it in half and put a point there. Halfway, I'm going to put a point at the maximum. Then I'm going to go halfway and put a point at the minimum. At this point, I'm going to do my best to sketch it, not pointy. And then I'm going to just continue the pattern and fill up the graph between negative 2 pi and positive 2 pi. Just like that. Here's another example. The amplitude on this one would be 2. Remember, amplitude's always positive. And the period, again, is 2 pi over 1. So that's just 2 pi. The negative is going to flip it upside down. So again, start at the beginning of the period and the end of the period. Cut it in half. Go to your maximum or minimum. Since I'm going down first, I'm going to go to negative 2 up to positive 2. And I'm going to do my best to not make it too pointy. Keep it symmetric. Continue the pattern here. I'm going to give you one more quick example. I want to show you what happens when the period is no longer 2 pi. So in this case, the amplitude is 1, and the period is 2 pi over 2, which just gives me pi. So again, a point at the beginning of the period and at the end of the period, then cut it in half. Check your amplitude, go to your maximum and minimum. Fill in the graph by continuing that pattern. As you can see, I'm filling up the entire graph from negative 2 pi to positive 2 pi, continuing the pattern. These graphs are very symmetric and actually go on forever.